Hey everyone, it's been 2 years since my last upload. I stepped away because life got busy, like really busy. So I'm a father of three beautiful daughters and the sole breadwinner for my family. So between work and family, I just couldn't keep up. Something had to give, and unfortunately, it was YouTube. Even while I was gone, some of you reached out, sharing how I was able to help you start collecting or see things differently. I didn't expect that, and it really touched me. So, to everyone who reached out or who's still here after all this time, thank you. You are the reason I decided to come back. And for those who are new here, welcome aboard. This channel is all about investing in TCG, but I use the One Piece card game as my core focus since that's a series I've committed to and believe has massive long term potential. I've always believed that TCG are not just hobbies, they are real alternative investment category. And over the past 2 years, that belief only got stronger. While stocks and crypto swinging up and down, some One Piece cards were quietly going 10x, 20x, and even 40x. More people started grading. I see more collectors in the scene now, and interest kept growing. I mean, I wouldn't say the market has matured right now. I mean, I'm still seeing some risks and things could change anytime. But I would say the potential is pretty good, still pretty good, and outweighs the risks. Especially now, I'm seeing the second wave of hype around OP13, and it proves a lot. The first big hype was around OP05. I mean, I was thinking it could be a fluke, right? But this one shows that it's becoming a cycle. And this is very important. I believe that it's going to start behaving like Pokemon cards from now onwards. So now that I'm back, let's talk about what I got right and what I got wrong from 2 years ago. So let's start with something I talked about before, English versus Japanese cards. Unlike most of you watching this, the One Piece card game isn't officially distributed in my region. So getting either English or Japanese cards was equally difficult for me. I had to pick one. So I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and my decision came down to supply and demand. In the US and Europe, supply was limited while demand was extremely strong, especially in the US. So that was pretty healthy. Whereas in the Asia side, there were a lot of people wanting to make money out of it. So you see a bunch of entrepreneurs pre-ordering the boxes, but not as many people buying. Top of that, I hated the level of manipulation happening on the Japanese side. See the same big shops and collectors hoarding all the key cards, setting unrealistic prices, and creating a false sense of scarcity. Plus, there weren't a lot of transactions supporting those prices anyway. English was the complete opposite. You could see real demand from both serious investors and casual players, all chasing the same key cards like Manga Luffy, and there were a bunch of transactions to support the pricing as well. So I went with English, and looking back, that turned out to be the right call. And here's a big lesson: manipulation doesn't work long term, unless, of course, if you're Elon Musk. Or we saw this happen not only with Japanese shops, but also with the infamous Black Label Zero Luffy. I've been watching that card since day one, when people were trying to set the price at 90,000 USD, despite the raw was at around 5,000 bucks back then. 2 years later today, I think one was sold recently at around 80k. It's still pretty high, but you would have lost money if you bought it 2 years ago. Back then, I made a few predictions. Zero Luffy, Wave 1 cards, SP cards, Oda Sign Luffy, OPO5 Manga Luffy. Most of them performed really well, some way better than expected. For example, this Wave 1 Luffy, I got it for 457 bucks all in. 2 years later, just last month, I received an offer at 20,000 USD. So that's like 43x return in 2 years if I sold it. So not bad at all, isn't it? A similar trend happened to many cards I mentioned, like the Wave 1 Nami, which went roughly 10x from my buy price of 700 bucks, and some others as well. Well, but not everything went my way, obviously. I was still too optimistic on Japanese slabs. I bought a few of them. I bought some flagships. I bought the Japanese sign Luffy and it went down. Top 8 Luffy English was a bad bet too. I bought it at around 10k, and I think at its lowest it dropped to about 5k. And I had way too high hopes for the super pre-release cards. I was expecting Winner Luffy Black Label to be around 20k by now. Well, it hasn't, but I still think it's just a matter of time. So here's the reminder I want to leave you with. When it comes to investing, it's not just about what you buy, it's how much you pay as well. So even the best pieces can become really bad investments if you enter at the wrong price. So for example, Black Label Zero Luffy, as mentioned, there's no doubt it's one of the best pieces that exists. But if you bought it at 90k, you would be sitting on a negative ROI today. So what's next for the channel? I think I'll be making more focused content about market breakdowns, trend analysis, comparisons between sets, and some bigger picture stuff like TCG versus crypto, I guess. Basically, I want this channel to be where collecting meets finance, helping people to understand both the passion and the value logic behind the cards. I want to help people make money through smarter decisions in this hobby, whether it's timing your entry, recognizing undervalued cards, or avoiding hype traps. And I really want this to be a win-win space where collectors and investors, we can all grow together. I might also want to take things slower this time, so I might not be uploading every week, but when I do, it'll be worth your time. And if there's anything you want me to cover, drop it in the comments. I actually read everything. I might not be able to reply immediately, but I will eventually. And I might even answer questions in the future video. Lastly, again, to everyone still subscribed after all this time, thank you. You are the reason this channel is alive again. I'm StrawHatLoots. See you in the next one. Peace.